Hello everybody, and a warm welcome. Thanks for coming here today at IAAPA Amsterdam to check out our Bommelwereld presentation. We're really honored to be guiding our client Marvel creation through all stages of the design for this wonderful new family park soon to be opened right here in the Netherlands in the small town of Groenlo. By the end of 2025, it's scheduled. We will be introducing you today to more of the content. I'm Floris Schneider, I'm the design director together with our creative team. We've been pulling the project through the total park master planning, the concept design and the technical detailing during schematic design in the past 2 years. And as a design and build company par excellence, we will keep assisting our clients until opening of the park end of 2025. So thanks again for being here with us today. I will now give the stage to my colleague Sjors van Roosmalen, who is the creative director for Bommelwereld, and he will take you into the contents of the project. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Floris. That's a good start. Welcome everybody. Today I will be telling you about Bommelwereld, and I can't do that without also telling you about Olivier B Bommel, the iconic character on which the entire park is based. Olivier B Bommel is a creation of Maarten Tonen, who has a lengthy run of stories, illustrated stories in Dutch newspapers, in books. And Olivier B Bommel is a bear, obviously, who's always accompanied by his best friend Tom Poes, who is at least equally well known. And these characters, which have been around for a long, long time, have been the inspiration for the entire Bommelwereld. What I will do today is I will run you through the entire park, and especially the ride selection, all the rides that will be there in this new theme park, which will be built, which is being built right now in Groenlo, as far as that is a small village near the border with Germany. Our client has a successful holiday park, and soon this amazing indoor theme park will be added to that. I'm going to go to all the attractions, which is quite a lot. So I'll be going at pretty high speed, and I'll pause at some of the more iconic ones. So many of you maybe have already seen the lovely bird's eye illustration that we made of the entire park. And we start here at the outside of the park, which is based on the actual castle where Olivier B Bommel lives. And you will walk up to the castle, which is based on all the illustrations that we have from all the comics, which try to recreate as faithfully as possible. Moving from there, you go to the actual castle entrance, which you see here. There you have ticketing, the lobby, and already some of the attractions. Two of which will be on one hand the theater, and on the other hand you have the Gallery of Honors, which next to a good place to descend into the actual theme park, is also a place where people not familiar yet with Bommel and his adventures will be introduced by means of newspaper articles, paintings of his adventures, and so on and so on. Moving forward, we go into the actual park, and one of the fun ways to do that is actually by a 9-meter, 32-meters long slide that starts all the way up there and ends up inside the actual theme park by the Cowboy Emon, who are supplying the ride. There we come into the garden area. So here we see a small recreation of the Bommel Castle for the scale suitable for the interior of the park, with Bommel's gardens where his very iconic automobile is driving around. And I think we can zoom in on the restaurant, which is themed as belonging to his very posh and disapproving neighbor Marquis de Canteplaar. And the funny thing is, the drawings that you see at the upper part were the only drawings that we had of his actual house. And based on that, we had to design the facade of an entire restaurant as well as the interior. Moving over from that one, we have the actual old-timer ride, again by Metabo Elm, where you drive around the gardens of Heer Bommel, Sir Bommel, as he likes to call himself. And along the way you see all kind of funny representations of himself and slightly awkward situations. And serving as a fountain of course with a depiction of himself, as you can probably imagine, Bommel is quite fond to see himself. There's a little go-go bounce, I must say, with the custom jumping fishes. So moving on from the gardens of Bommel himself, we come to the main city that plays part in his stories. It's always the same city, it's called Rommeldam. And Rommeldam is a village where the human world is. In the world of Maarten Toonder, it always has the human side on one side and nature on the other side. This is the human part, where we try to recreate a village based on all the artwork that was available to us and still build a sort of consistent city. You can see all the facades in here, and in the center of the village we have Bertelsmann's carousel, which are right next to as our neighbors, which will feature different portraits of different well-known figures who live in the city of Amsterdam, like the mayor, the police commissioner, etc., etc. Another Bertelsmann ride that features in here are the bumper cars, which are part of one of the many strange inventions that one of the many inventors who live in Rotterdam outside have created. And next to that, we move over to a very interesting attraction, which is those fun house, which is a fully themed fun house. I want to tell you a bit more about that. So this is based on the evil wizard, as all good stories are supposed to have, who is trying to lure you in and sort of like take away your life force by all strange kinds of machines. So what you see here is you enter to the actual, I must say it right, apothecary, which serves as a front for the entire experience, and then you go in where you are enchanted by this alchemist, whose name is Olivier B Bommel. And from there you go on a wild, magical, hallucinatory trip almost, until you end upstairs through the mirror maze, and at the very end the door to escape is opened by Tom Bush to help you get out of this horrible but fun experience via a slide, of course. Moving on to the next attraction. Okay, hang on. Then I'll just tell a bit more about this. That would be great. So next to that, we have a big indoor playground just for the kids to go into a big warehouse and be able to basically tire out themselves by the night play, which is inside this entire building. So the entire outside theme is a big warehouse, which is at the side of the city where the actual harbor side is. And I think if you go to the next one, we see a bit more of the harbor, where we have a rocking top by Zamperla and a top of lifting tower by Sunkit as a part of the harbor side, where the city is a bit more rough around the edges. So here we have one of the trains where you actually can lift up yourself, completely with a custom top part decoration around it, and a very fun one, the Zamperla rocking top, which actually looks like it crashes through one of the buildings because it's totally out of control. From this side, on the other side of the water, just at the edge of basically human society, we have another crazy invention. The Zero Drop Tower with lights above and below that flicker on and off as the machine is in action. I think from there we actually go a bit more into the natural area, which plays a really important part in the stories of Bommel, sort of like magical nature. We have the dog carousel, which is actually inspired on a vehicle from one of the first stories that Tom Poes and Bommel meet each other. So we thought it was really nice to have it immortalized here in the park as well, with a benevolent witchy woman at the center who also plays a part in that story. And here you can see the custom designs that we based on the actual drawings that were in one of those really old, one of the first comics. So here we see more of the nature area. The right here at the bottom is a future expansion, so I will not talk about it today. But as you can see at the back of the natural area, we also have this circus. Here we have actually a mini flume, which is basically a ride through nature, and we start, I think, the right vehicle by ABC, which we see right here before us, which is the actual custom name for the boat, which will be attached later on. And the ride will start when coming out of the station with a little super small cute dark ride scene where we can see Peter, one of the more natural based inventions with his own weird stuff basically, which are all things inspired on circumstances in the comic books. Then we have Sabrina right over here, which features maybe the best known side character, which is Zalgirna, dragon, I must say, which is a very famous character because he is also heavily featured in the animation movie that was made about the adventures of Bommel. In the movie he was actually in the service against his will, but now he's a more voluntary and enthusiastic part of it. And of course you can't have a circus without all the sideshows. So in the future there will be a little giant wheel, miniature wheel, and we also have the rental cotton an attraction also by ABC, which basically are all the crates where the circus moves around their stuff in, and now you can ride them on a whirly ride. Then in the corner, just facing the outside area of the park, we have one of the, I was going to say magic mushrooms. We have one of the big swing carousel, actually also modeled on some of the characters in the comic book in the shape of a huge, giant, enchanted mushroom. And I think that brings us to our final attraction, so thank you for bearing with me, that was a lot, which is a Vekoma coaster, which is already installed on site if you followed the documentary that's being made. And will be completely wrapped in an impressive a mountain range, I would say, where it goes in and out of and sort of like curves throughout the entire indoor area. We also made a custom ride vehicle for that to fit into the storyline, which is now also already finished by Vekoma and Eurovision. And I think that's the final part. Here you can see the entire park, so once again with all the rides and attractions in there, it's going to be a really amazing and wonderful addition, I think, to the Dutch theme park world, and hopefully also for many German and other visitors. Everyone, thank you very much for your attention. I would very much like you to meet, once again, if you haven't met them already, Olivier B Bommel and his friend Tom Poes. And for everyone who's interested, we have a little goodie package, I think. As long as it lasts, we have a little memento and a little teaser for everything that is to come by the end of the year. So thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone. And if there's any questions, we'll be here to answer them.